adjectives changes the pronunciation, and we can find, for example, blessed. And if we have the adjective of a blessed person, the pronunciation turns into blessed. Blessed as a verb, blessed as an adjective. And we have learned, learned, aged, beloved, beloved, and dogged, and dogged. So those are examples of how the adjective change when we have an adjective change the pronunciation. And then we have another word that just simply don't change, and the pronunciation is it's still the same. Tired, for example, tired. Surprised, surprised, bored, confused, and worried. If those words act as verbs or adjectives, they have the same pronunciation. Another section of pronunciation in this case is pronunciation of ing endings, and this it is related to how formal the way we speak it is. If we are being careful with the pronunciation, if we are in a school, or if we are with our boss, or in a formal context, we have to pronounce correctly those sentences. But for example, I'm doing my homework, and in that case, the ed ending, it is pronounced correctly, and the other we just try to light the pronunciation of the words, and we don't go deeper, and we just say I'm doing my homework. The difference between those two different nasal sounds, but with a long nail and with a long n, we would say it in a weak way. The long n and the short n. The pronunciation between them is the position of the tongue. Both sounds are nasal, so we need the nose to pronounce. But the position of the tongue in the first case, the position goes, the tip of the tongue goes down in the mouth, and it goes behind our lower teeth. And when we have the simple n, we would say the nasal sound, which is which is alveolar, and the other is velar. Okay, the first one it's velar because our tongue, it's like this. The tip of the tongue goes behind the lower teeth, and the blade of our tongue touches the soft palate, the soft palate, and then we've got the alveolar sound, because the tip of the tongue is just not behind the lower teeth, but it is behind the tip of the tongue is behind the upper teeth, in our mouth. So one sound in the first one, in the nasal velar sound, the tongue is like this, and in the other nasal alveolar sound, the tongue is like this. So that's the pronunciation. But when we have a careful pronunciation, just we need to use the tongue. We need to use the movement of the tongue that goes down, and the soft palate touches and the blade of our tongue touches the soft palate. And then in the other case, in casual speech, just we are not paying attention exactly to the pronunciation, and nobody is going to tell us that you are pronouncing something wrong. So in that case, we have the reduced form, and that velar sound turns into an alveolar sound. I'm doing my homework, we're learning about sound. Are you coming? But in my case, I assume that I am very used to pronouncing these sounds correctly. So when I say I'm doing, it's hard to keep the tip of my tongue in that in the alveolar sound, in the alveolar place, and my tongue tends to go down. So and that's all. I hope you have learned something and enjoyed it. Thanks.